Show. Average Size Brothers 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 Show. Nice good pose here. Alrighty.
Nice.
Alright.
Solid.
We are back here on a Monday, and by the grace of God, somebody else wanted to come on the podcast. This is the Average Size Brothers, episode 8. I am still Jacob,
I'm Connor.
and this is
Kendall, Keeling.
And we have a real special one for you.
Oh, yeah.
Still in the networks of 4th of July. We would have loved to have him on last week, but go figure, his job was like, gonna have to bring her in. We ain't got no time. And also, you did propose to your girlfriend.
Yeah, I did.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I proposed on the
Congrats.
3rd, so.
What was that like? What was the whole experience?
Well, the reasoning for the 3rd was because 5 years ago, on the 3rd, was the day of my accident.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of wanted to change what that day meant for me. I was kind of tired of looking at that day as the day I blew my hand up.
Right.
Kind of wanted it to be like...
Positive.
Yeah, I wanted to look at it as a better day, so
More
I kind of...
not like, oh, here's fucking the
The
third's
third,
coming
yeah,
again.
the third's
Here
here.
we go.
Here's another day. So now I get to look at it as, hey, look, this is the day my life changed
Yeah, that's good.
for a better.
For better, not
yeah,
for worse.
Yeah, not
right.
for worse. Yeah.
So if you heard that, yes, he did say the day my accident, and he
I blew my hand up with a firework, July 3rd of 2016.
blew his hand up. So that's kind of on the spectrum of last week, of course, July 4th. Fireworks safety. We preach it, you hear it, you don't think it'll ever happen to you. You didn't think it ever happened to you, right?
Nope, no, and then here I am.
Here you are.
Here I am. It
What?
happened.
So what, 5 years ago?
5 years, yep. 5 years and, 6 days.
5 years and 6 days. No hand. And you had it for 18 years before.
I had my,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
for 18 years.
You've had a hand longer than you've not had one.
Exactly.
What's it been like? What's the process of 5 years from going from 18 years to having one, and then out of nowhere it is taken from you in a split second?
It does kind of, in the beginning, kind of throws you off like completely. It's nuts. But in the long run, so I got asked, this is kind of weird, but I asked this question 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't have an answer for it. Someone asked me, what's the hardest thing or something that you still can't do now that you have one hand? I still don't have an answer.
So
I haven't found one thing.
That
It
you
might
can't
take
do.
it hasn't it takes me longer to do things, but I can figure it out. So tying my shoes, buttoning buttons, zipping zippers, brushing my teeth, cooking, cutting stuff, cleaning, folding laundry, everything.
you're a chef?
I do like to cook.
Oh.
I've been known to make a few good meals here and there.
I can make fucking macaroni.
Actually,
from a box.
after this, I'm getting ready to go get steaks and
Oh,
mushrooms.
fuck me.
And,
Well, it looks like we're following you.
Hey, come on over. Come on over.
So you said you can tie your shoes?
Oh yeah. Well, if I had shoes to tie right now, I'd tie them. But I can tie it with either my hook and my hand, or I can tie.
You
it
can
with just,
tie it with your hook.
Yeah,
No.
or I can. Well,
yeah, because you can grab with
yeah,
it.
yeah, but
Okay.
or I can tie it with just one hand. That was a challenge I actually had to do last year.
Figure out how to tie your shoes with one hand?
Yeah, and it was from my prosthetic company. They asked us to do it, and I have a video somewhere actually.
If we do find the video, we'll post it in there. You ever seen
I got
somebody
it.
tie the shoe with one fucking hand?
Yeah, so I did
This
it.
guy can do it.
I did it with just my hook and my hand, and I did it with just one hand. It's a pain in the ass. It's so damn hard.
I can barely tie my shoes anyway.
Yeah.
Because you
Same.
think about how many of you guys just take your fucking shoes off and don't tie them.
That's what
Actually,
I usually
And don't untie them and just you slip them back on. Even slipping them back on, sometimes I need to
Mm-hmm.
use both my hands and fucking get that back. And now
No, everything's one-handed.
yeah, man.
It's pretty crazy. But
It
I make
sounds
it work most of the time. I mean,
Well,
I
you
have a
look
lot-
good doing it.
I appreciate it. I have a lot of fun with it. I love messing with people. It's a lot of fun.
What's the craziest thing you've done like to mess with somebody without having a
Oh,
or
sometimes
hand?
I'll take my nub and I'll put it on people's faces. That's a lot of fun.
We just felt I actually
Yeah,
before
Oh, yeah.
we were out there, we were talking, and I got to feel the tip, and I tell you what, it was very fleshy. And it doesn't feel like regular skin. I don't think it it's kind of like a little
like a cushion.
Yeah,
like just a fattier almost.
Right,
but,
yeah, like a little piece of steak, little fatty piece of steak. That's what it kind of feels like.
That's a really good way of putting it. Honestly,
that's what it does.
I kind of like it.
And so is there any out of all the you ever pulled pranks on people who don't know you don't have a hand?
Okay, so have you ever seen the videos of the guys putting their fists in their mouth, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've done that before, but I just put my nub right there and then pull it out, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?
Yo, where's your fucking
hand?
where's
your hand?" Yeah, it's pretty fun. I've done that. I don't do it a lot just because everybody knows now.
Sounds like you're sucking a dick.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and I don't do that. I don't do that.
Hey, even if you did, we don't mind. We don't judge around these parts. Sucking dick, as long as it's
do what you gotta do. Yeah, do what you gotta do.
So let's get into this. Let's get into the story. Take us back 5 years ago, right before it happened. From right before it happens, all the way to getting out.
So, obviously 5 years ago, July 3rd of 2016. Day before, we had went out, bought the fireworks, me and a couple buddies. Long story short, the firework that I was holding, I dropped it, and then the next day I was going to light it, hold it in my hand, and just throw it. The fuse sounds confusing just to say, it works better, and we'll put pictures in there of all of it. But the fuse that I lit had gunpowder in it, unbeknownst to me. And as soon as I lit it, which also I was holding a propane torch, which probably wasn't the best idea, but it didn't blow up. Thank God. So it blew up, and it's instantly, just like that, my hand was pretty much ripped open from my palm, center of my palm. My thumb was hanging off. My pinky was partially hanging off. And ring finger was pretty much blown off. Index and middle finger were taken down to the first knuckle. My thumb was taken out of the first knuckle. I scratched both my corneas, blew 2 holes in my right eardrum and a hole in my left, blew open my top lip, scars all down my stomach. Here's the crazy part I didn't tell you earlier. Ooh. So I have this tattoo here, for a cross, and it has my Uncle Myron's initials and my Mammal's remembrance in it. I had burn marks, actually, all up around it, but nothing touched my cross. I had not one burn. I mean, I'm telling you, I have burn
stuff
marks.
like that always gives me chills,
yes.
man.
Yeah, I had burn marks
stuff like that.
right up to the cross, but nothing touched the ink.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
So I like to take that as a sign.
For me. Be gone.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck your hand, bud.
Yeah. Like,
you're not touching us.
You're still safe. Yes, exactly. So
your hand's gone, but this tattoo still looks good.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah. So so then immediately my best friend was supposed to be. He was going to record me, and he just didn't get to hit the button in time.
So sorry, no video of it.
Yeah, we don't have a video. I kind of wish we did.
But we will add in photos after he continues with the story.
And if you have a weak stomach, might fast forward through some of the...
There should be a... we're going to put a little...
We'll definitely put a warning because they're pretty graphic. You'll see inside of my hand. So anyway, so as soon as that happened, I remember I stood there. I turned around, I looked at Braxton, and I said, I just kind of looked at him, and he was just kind of dumbfounded and just kind of stared at me. Didn't realize, I don't think he understood what happened at the moment just because of all the shock. It kind of felt like a flashbang went off. Everything was just silent, and all I could just see was my own movements, and everything else was kind of like a fuzz. So I took a few steps, hit the ground, did a double take, and then I realized what I had done. And it took me a little bit, and... I had some other people come outside and run out and make sure I was okay. My mom was in Wabash. My stepmom was in Cincinnati. And my dad was in Kentucky on a bike trip. So I didn't have anybody immediately there that was able to take me to the
worst
hospital.
time to blow your hand off.
Exactly. So
no parents.
Yeah, they get out. They go out of town, and then they get a call. Hey, your boy just blew his hand up. So it was interesting, that's for sure.
Was it nighttime or daytime?
It was daytime. I was actually getting ready to go fishing.
Oh, okay.
I was literally getting ready to load up, and I was
you're not.
I said, "Hey guys," I said, "Let's go fishing, but I'm gonna go throw this fire real quick."
Change of plans, though. We're not going fishing.
We didn't catch any fish that day, that's for sure.
Actually, fish for my fingers, please. Try and find them.
I did, yeah. They were looking for my fingers in the yard. That is something they were trying to find, and they found parts of them, but...
Just not... There
was so much damage.
Huh?
Yeah, there was so much damage. There was nothing they could have done. So I remember, I sat there and I got a towel wrapped around my hand and waited for the ambulance. Ambulance finally got there. They took me to St. Joe over in Kokomo, which was maybe 5 minutes away from where I lived. We get there, they dress me and they get everything, prepped and ready for me to go. They told me I was going to get lifelined, and unfortunately I didn't get to ride in a helicopter that day, which really bums me out even still.
What was your first thought when it was off? What was your first thought when you looked at it?
I think it was more just shock.
Shock?
Like, what the hell did I just do?
Like,
a lot of it was,
entire life.
Yes, yeah. A lot of it, well, I guess I could have mentioned this, I was also 20 to 23 days from leaving for the service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was already sworn in. I was getting ready. I was going to go for horizontal construction, heavy equipment operation for military for the Army.
So they say, hey, never mind?
Yeah, pretty much. Because after that,
wow.
I got in...
He's an amputee?
Yeah.
Good looks on you, military.
Yeah,
wow.
I got in contact with them. They were like, well, you really can't because... And a lot of it was just because of the equipment that I have now. Yeah. So I got it, but also I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But
right, kind of threw off your entire life path.
Threw off everything.
Right.
I mean, everything. I had a whole plan of what I was going to do. So that kind of screwed up a lot. But I think my first initial thought was, what the fuck did I just do? Like, what did I just do? I just kind of sat there and stared at it for a minute and realized, like, shit.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah,
it ain't coming back.
Because when
we can't grow hands.
Yeah, when you can see the inside of your palm, you just kind of go, oh my god.
You'll know what we're talking about when you see these pictures.
Oh yeah, you'll see it.
It makes you a little squeamish. That's for sure.
Just a little bit. So anyway, then I get to St. Joe. And after I get done with, after I'm there for maybe 30, 45 minutes, they get me all dressed and clean. They start pumping drugs through me, and I was feeling a lot better.
So they didn't give you nothing while you were there?
At St. Joe?
Until you were leaving?
Oh, no, they did as soon as they picked me up from the house. Yeah, no, they started giving me medicine, immediately as I was, loaded up. So then they were like, well, we can't lifeline you, weather was too bad. So they rushed me to St. Vincent and Indy, and, hour away. And so they finally get me there, and they get me all, redressed again and made sure everything was safe and clean. And they get me back to the surgery room, and I believe they said 3 to 4 hours of them just cleaning all the debris and the gunpowder and firework residue out of my hand.
So in this moment where they were like, we might be able to save it,
they saved it. No, because their plan was to save it.
Their plan was to save it.
Their plan was to keep what I had.
Okay.
And it would have taken 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years to keep what you had?
Have all the surgeries and repair. Where it would be just this motion here.
So are you kind of glad that they kind of just...
I told them to.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was my decision.
Oh.
So from July 3rd to the first time that I saw my hand, which was like July 18th or something like that. Mm-hmm. So from July 3rd, I spent that night in the hospital. I spent 9 days in the hospital in Indy. And during that 9 days, I went under like 5 or 6 surgeries just for hand cleanings, dressing changes, just to make sure that everything was still clean. They had a wound vac, which literally pumps the blood that was pouring out into a machine, so that way, 1, it didn't overbleed.
Right.
And 2, so that way it just keeps it clean. Huh. So I had that. And Meanwhile, they're also putting things in my eyes because I scratched my cornea, so they're putting this goop shit in my eyes.
And imagine blowing your hand off and going blind.
Oh my god. Well, the thing is...
Were you scared about that?
No, because I still see 20/20.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have 20/20 vision and I hear perfectly.
Good deal. I'm glad.
I mean, like I said, this is a crazy story.
It is crazy.
The shit that happened that I went through and the fact that I am walking, talking, breathing, hearing, seeing everything, it's nothing short of
blows
miracle.
me away.
Yeah,
blows you away. Every single day. Oh yeah, a little play on words there. Blows you away.
So after the 9 days was up, we got in contact. Well, not yet. We had talked to doctors, and they were saying at first 1 to 2 years. So I was like, okay, I can handle that.
Right.
I can handle 1 to 2 years of surgery. But the medicine also was like, I don't know if I want to be on painkillers that long. I don't know if I want to be on oxycodone, Oxycontin,
Probably get addicted.
That was my fear.
Because I feel like you get addicted anyway if you're
Yes.
taking them, because you're taking them for, if you were going to be able to take them for a year, not taking them,
Yes.
and then be like, oh yeah, no more for you, and then just...
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it would have been hard.
Definitely.
And I'm not going to lie, I felt pretty damn good.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I felt pretty damn good. Most of the time I was...
Oxycontin in you?
Oh,
yeah.
man, I was A-okay, that's for sure. Yeah, I was relaxed.
So you were in the hospital
9 days.
9 days.
9 days.
When you were laying there, did you whack off at all?
No, I had family in there the whole entire time.
Oh, the entire time? Were you like,
yeah.
maybe give me some time?
No,
I gotta start figuring out how to use this hand.
Honestly, I don't think that actually even crossed my mind.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't think that would cross my mind.
I feel like...
Yeah.
You think that would cross your mind?
It didn't cross your mind?
Well, initially, I realized I would never be able to with my right hand again.
Right. So you're like, I better get to
Yeah,
work.
well, see, but also, I had nurses in and out of the room nonstop, so, I mean...
Just a lot going on.
Yeah, there was just so much going
Hey, man,
on.
maybe it's just me. Okay.
I think it might
All right,
just-
guys. All right.
Just him.
You stop attacking me? Jeez.
Hey,
Just wondering.
But...
if anything goes down, you're going to get a jerk in, huh?
I got to.
Well,
Because, you didn't... I mean, in the grand scheme of it, when it first happened, in your head, were you like, I'm going to fucking die? Or were you like, I'm going to be okay?
I knew I was going to be okay.
Okay.
Because, I was still pretty conscious. And, I mean, even though I had
That's
scars and cuts and I was bleeding all over the place, I was like, well, I'm not punctured that bad. Because, I mean, I have the... You can see.
Oh, yeah, you still got some scars.
Yeah, I still have some scars here.
Well, you'll see them all in the pictures. We'll do a slideshow in the middle, honestly.
So I still have some scars. I've still got marks and bruises, and actually I think my right ear still has a tiny, tiny, itty bitty pinhole, but I don't notice it. No, I never think about beating off while I was laying in the hospital bed.
Hey,
but
I've had sex in a fucking hospital.
Props to you.
And this was right after we found out. Well, I guess I don't really want to say it, it's little.
Maybe next time.
Maybe. I had to get some clearance from my fiance, but it was. I mean, I was like, I got good news. We got good news, and I was like, instant erection. So I was like,
hey man, good
and
for
she
you.
was wet, and I was like, let's fucking get her going. And I about busted her about 2 minutes, and the doctor walked in right after.
Maybe it's...
The sad thing was that I had to come in my underwear and my shorts.
Christ.
These exact shorts actually. And there was a big wet spot, so I was walking out like this. I was like, man, we gotta. And it was a long walk. It was in Indianapolis. And I was walking to the car park. I was like, yeah, we just need these papers need to stay right here.
We're just holding on to here right now.
But more importantly, let's get back to the important things. Not me having sex in a hospital. Anyway, it was sterile.
At least it was clean.
Exactly.
At least everything was clean.
Nothing dropped on the floor.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So, okay.
But no, that did not cross my mind.
Didn't cross my mind.
So, no, I spent most of the time, and then the whole time in the hospital, I think I lost almost 20 pounds in 9 days.
20 pounds?
Yeah.
Probably not good weight, right? Or
no,
was it
I mean, it just was, I wasn't eating.
Oh, okay.
They were putting so many drugs through my body, I just couldn't eat. I mean, I had Taco Bell, I think, every single day. Because I had people bringing me Taco Bell.
Oh, that's good.
I'm a huge Taco Bell freaking guy.
Hey, sponsor them.
Like,
they'll do some fucking ads for you.
Oh
Come
my
on.
gosh.
Could you imagine?
The amount of times I eat Taco Bell is silly.
Right.
It's
Get in there.
Yeah.
You know,
What's your Taco Bell order?
Oh, usually it's the steak quesadilla with extra creamy jalapeno sauce, and then you always got to get a couple the grillers, and then I usually get a couple tacos on the side or maybe a burrito.
They fucked my order up today.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like sour cream. They put sour cream on my tacos.
See, Allie doesn't like sour cream either. If it's on there, then that means I get to eat it. So for me, it's kind of a win.
You're probably sitting there
like for her, it's a lose, but for me, it's a win.
Like, please,
fuck the taco up, please.
Yeah.
Please
So
fuck
low
it.
key, I'm kind of like, well, if it's fucked up, I guess I'll eat it.
Like, oh, that's too bad. You don't get any tacos. Oh, I guess I'll just have to eat them.
I'm not gonna waste it.
Yeah. You can maybe just eat some pizza out of the freezer.
No, I was just doing quesadillas, and I would barely even eat one of them.
Really?
But they were coming in every like 3 or 4 hours to draw blood.
Oh, yeah. So you're probably not feeling that.
No, so my sleep was just messed up. But I also had, oh boy, I bet I had 15, 20 people come to visit me every single day.
Well, that's nice. Some
Well,
support.
that's what got me through it.
Okay, well,
That's
good.
what got me through it was I had such a huge support. They actually wrote on my board in the hospital, they said, like, I think they called me King of Kokomo, and then underneath it, like, Hollywood, because I had the most visitors that
Hollywood.
they had ever seen.
Hollywood.
Really?
Yes, I had the most visitors that they had ever seen coming through daily. Because
See, I feel like if I went something traumatic like that, and so many people were coming in so much, I would be like, man, I just want to take a break. Did you ever get like that? Or was it like you were feeding off that?
I needed
man,
it. Yeah.
okay.
Well, because if not for all the people that came to visit me, I don't know if I would have had as great of an attitude because it really it really made me
slumped
feel
in like a depression.
Yeah,
kinda
it made
in
me
the
feel.
hospital.
It just made me feel good to know that I had all these people
Right.
that were supporting me and that were there for me and that helped me out get through what I was going through.
I guess it is always good to have a support system.
I had
just you and that.
Yeah, if I was just laying
just
there by myself,
by yourself, 24/7,
staring at it, that would have sucked. But I always had and at one point, one of the nurses almost got shitty because I had so many people there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like, can you guys get the fuck out of here?
No, I swear she was like, okay, only 2 people at a time, and I looked at her and I said, no.
You should have went like this.
I said no. I said all these people drove over an hour. I did.
What the fuck is your problem?
I said all these people drove over an hour to come see me. I was like, if they want to watch me sleep, then they can watch me sleep.
Yeah.
Don't make me slap you with this
No,
thing.
I swear, man, like, she was being rude, and I was just like, no. I said, no.
Not good customer service.
Yeah, so, but no.
I'm never coming back to this hospital.
Well, I told the head nurse, I said, I don't want her back in my room.
Yeah.
And they kicked her out, and I didn't have her back.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's
I
good.
said, nope.
Good for them.
Yeah, well, they listened to me, so nothing against St. Vincent. I love that place. They were awesome to me. All of
And they
them.
listen to Hollywood, baby.
Hollywood.
But, dude, I'm telling you, man, they put King of Kokomo underneath it, they put Hollywood, because I had so many damn guests and visitors and people coming. I mean, it was awesome.
Well, it's happy.
It was.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that people did show support for you.
So after 9 days of sitting in the hospital, laying there, which I didn't shit for the first 6 days of it.
Oh, I shit every single day.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
It's just a thing. Right when I get home from work.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I finally did, I let everybody know. I was like, hey, guys, it's about to happen.
You're probably like, get out.
No,
Everybody
I did.
get out.
I told people to get out. I was like, you guys need to scoot. I said, because it's going to get bad. And, man, it felt...
How long were you on there?
Oh, maybe 20 minutes.
20 minutes, man.
Maybe less.
Maybe less?
Yeah, because, 6 days built up.
Yeah, no shit.
It just...
No shit.
Yeah, it was
6 days,
gone.
no shit.
Fucked up that floor.
And
well,
Taco Bell? A little
Well,
Taco
as soon as
Bell
I
in there?
felt it, I was like, whoa. I said, all right, guys, it's time. And they kind of looked at me, they're like, what? I was like,
Light the candles,
I
start
said,
the seance.
It's time. And they said, what do you mean? I was like, I gotta go.
We're
And
gonna
then
expel
they
demons.
clapped for me. They were like, oh my God, yes.
The cancer patient in the other room's like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, good job, man.
Shit it out.
So, I think I watched Big Hero 6 at least 4 different times.
Oh, that's
That
a good
was-
movie.
It was one of the movies I had on the TV, so I just kept rewatching it because I really liked it. It was
That's a good one.
It's a good movie.
Sad movie, too.
Yeah, it is a very sad
you,
movie.
get you.
It did, yeah. But so anyway, after 9 days, I finally get to go home, and they sent me home with a medicine ball. So it's just a lidocaine ball.
Mm-hmm.
They put it in through your clavicle or up here.
Glad I say clavicle.
I think that's what it's called. But they put it up through here, and then it just runs down all the way through. And I actually hated that more than anything.
Really?
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt really bad.
How long is that on there?
Until the medicine ball runs out. So it's literally just a ball of medicine, and it literally just sucks it out and until it's gone.
How long does the ball last, I guess?
Well, you can turn it up and down.
We turn it up.
I did turn it up, but it hurt more.
Oh.
So I think I took it out, which it's just literally a tube, and you pull it out yourself.
Oh, man.
I could not do it.
Did you get through it?
Yeah, well, I think I had my dad do it. I think I had my dad rip it out.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So you didn't get through all the medicine?
I don't think I did because I think it was hurting me so much because I just didn't like the way it felt because it was almost like a burning hot.
Constantly?
Yeah, but like it was like a numbing pain.
What kind of fucking medicine ball is that?
But, well, it's just straight lidocaine, which lidocaine, have you ever done the lidocaine patches?
No.
Okay, well, it's just like a heat numbing kind of deal.
Okay.
It's not terrible, but I feel like if you have so much of it pumping through you, you start to kind of go, it starts to feel weird, and it made my whole entire...
You ever break a bone?
Well, no.
No?
Not until this, but
Is that the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
I've never
Probably
broken...
hands down.
I've never...
I just keep coming out with all these hands and blowing up jokes. I don't even realize I say it.
Oh, no, that's so great.
Hands
no,
down,
because
baby.
every time I say hands down, I gotta go in, no, hand down. It's hand down, the best thing.
Not plural anymore.
Yeah, no, we're singular now.
So the medicine ball, I'm thinking the pain is like... Because I broke my ankle before, and like when I would like sit it there for a long time and I'd start getting blood flowing, it would like throb.
Yeah.
Is that how it was? Like
to a degree, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then
I'm trying to get a good sense of how it would feel.
So with them, from July 3rd to August 30th was my whole entire time of having a hand. So because I amputated. So between that time, I had mentioned to my dad, I said, dude, I want to amputate. And he kind of was like, well, are you sure? I said, yeah. I said, we need to look into this and figure out what we're going to do. Another also crazy, weird story that kind of links up things together. So a place that I used to work at actually called SRT Prosthetics and Orthotics. That's how I got in touch with them. So
okay, so from your dismay, I guess we would say,
yeah,
right? Come out and you get a job opportunity from it?
Well, not yet. Not yet. So within, from like I said, July 3rd to August 30th, I had gotten in contact with a company called SRT Prosthetics and Orthotics through my Uncle Myron, who had been passed away for some time now, coming on like 9 years. We somehow got in contact with a guy who actually served with him. We had no idea until my dad heard the name and went, oh my God.
I know that guy.
That was my brother's, he served with him. And he said, okay, well, let me call him up. And he told us about SRT. I got in contact with SRT Prosthetics and Orthotics, where I then met my occupational therapist, my OT, Brooke, who is my angel. She's my guardian angel. She saved me. Because she's the one who suggested all of this. She's the one who got me my job. She's the one who told me to amputate. Without her,
she kind of led you down that new path of life.
Yes. Because
without
her, I would not be here.
Good.
So we talked to her, and she said, listen, this isn't just for money. This isn't just for our company. This is for your life and your future. So she said, you need to amputate. So I got in contact with my doctor, my hand doctor, who is a hand doctor. His primary goal is to save your hand.
Right.
We talked him out of it.
So he was really wanting to save this thing.
Yes, because he originally said 1 to 2 years of surgery, and then changed from 2 to 3 years of surgery. Then it went from, well, your damage is so bad that it's going to be 3 to 5 years of surgery. And I said, man, I cannot be on these meds.
I feel like that's just a lot of stress.
I'd still, if it was 3 to 5 years, and that means I just now, at 23 years old, I would have just now gotten out of my last surgeries.
And
if his projected date was right.
And what was the amount of function you would get back from that? Just that.
Just this right here.
Just a little thumb movement.
Just that.
You wouldn't be able to bend nothing.
All my flexor tendons, all my bones, all my nerves and endings in my hand were blown out.
Is there so you have a prosthetic here. Mm-hmm. Is there like prosthetic fingers that could have been a possibility?
No. Now, yes, for some people. Okay. For me, no. So, yes, they do, because my dad had done research nonstop. Nonstop research.
Sound like a loving father.
Yes. No, without a doubt, yeah. He's like my best friend.
Good deal.
So he was constantly on the phone, constantly Googling what to do.
Well, hey, if you watch this,
Shout out.
good job to you, sir.
Oh, I'll make sure he does. I'll make sure he watches it. But anyway, so him and I, we had sat down, we had talked, because he was the one who helped me through a lot of this, and him and I sat and talked about everything, and he was like, well, sure, this is what you want to do. So we talked to my doctor in Indy, and he had said, why do you want to amputate? And we gave him a reason. And we told him exactly, and we came to him with facts and research, and he simply looked at us and said, okay, we'll get you scheduled in 2 weeks.
Did you really need to give him a reason?
Or
was it like...
Yeah.
He was like, I want a reason.
Well, yes, because if it wasn't a valid reason, then he was going to come back with his argument as to why I shouldn't. But he literally could not give us a reason as to why I shouldn't. Because...
I'd say even if...
It's still mine, but,
right, it's still your hand.
Also he's a doctor, so I mean, you kind of...
I asked my doctor, it's not really I have like a little fucked up nail.
Oh, yeah?
And I always just asked them, I was like, hey, can you just chop the tip of it off for me? And they were like, no, we can't just do that. I'm like,
yeah, no.
Why not?
No, they can't.
They can't.
Unless there's something wrong with it, like truly, like your finger's all messed up.
Really, in the end, I could just chop it myself and go to the doctor.
Listen, I'm telling you from experience, I probably wouldn't do it.
Okay, from experience, sure, but I'm not saying blow my hand off.
But
I'm not trying to be insensitive,
but
I'm not
losing,
not the whole thing.
Losing any type of limb,
I'm just saying,
you'll
just
feel
that
you'll,
little piece.
I know, but you'll feel it.
Yeah, dude.
You'll feel it.
Yeah, I felt you'd 100%. As soon as you chopped it, you'd drop it.
Yeah, no, you'd feel it.
Pass
You'd
out.
still feel that end of your finger.
Yeah, you can bite your finger off.
Yeah, like
you
a
can
carrot.
bite a carrot, right?
Yeah, but your brain won't let you.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
That's
Maybe
nuts. Nuts.
Just do it.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah, like, get you really drunk and then do it.
I usually end up passed out and crying, so...
Yeah, he about passed out getting that tattoo.
No, I didn't. Dude, I don't know what happened. It's just those weird... I had those weird patches where I get real hot, and I just needed to throw up.
He was sweaty.
Dude, I was like...
That's all right.
Instantly
It happens.
crazy.
It happens.
So
It was his first one.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you decide to amputate.
We decided to amputate, and by August 30th, I was scheduled in. And that was the craziest thing ever because it was an outpatient. I literally walked in with a hand, and I walked out with that one.
Holy shit.
Just like quick, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah, I walked in the middle of the day. I walked in, and I remember I was laying there getting ready, and it's kind of funny because I didn't know they did this like in real life, but they actually mark on your arm like which one to cut off, and they put on your other one, not this one.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna accidentally.
Well, hell, I'm glad.
Like they're gonna accidentally be like, oh, he has to cut his left off.
You know, there's a protocol for a reason, and if they do that, they clearly have accidentally done it before.
That's, I
for
sat there
sure.
and I went, wait, what are you doing? He's like, oh, we're just doing this so that they don't accidentally cut off. It's like, is that a thing? And then they're like, okay, 3, 2, and I'm like, whoa.
Answer my question first.
Yeah, so anyway, I remember I passed out. I'm laying there, and I actually had the lady take pictures of it right before she cut it. Like right before they cut it off, I said, no, I need pictures. So I made sure to think of that at least.
Good deal. Because now you guys are getting to
Now
see
you can see what it looks like right before they cut it off.
From blown up
to the last time that I saw
to
it.
what? We go from mangled to a little better and then to gone.
Yeah, pretty much. So then I remember I woke up and I went, okay, are we going to get this thing going? And they said, well, look down. And I went, shit.
It's gone.
And they were like, it's gone. I went, I was like, oh my God.
Did you get an option to keep the hand?
I asked. I did. I asked. I was like, where is it? They're like, it's in a red bag going to the incinerator. I was like, that's my hand. Can I have it? Like, I want to put it in a jar.
Right.
Like, I really did. I swear.
Is that what it's called? Formaldehyde?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I wanted to put it in a jar, and I wanted to keep it, and they were like, no.
Yeah.
And I almost was up like, well, that's kind of rude, because that's my property. Like, that was my...
Right, you just took that.
I've had
and
it for 18 years, and you guys are just going to be like, no, it's not yours anymore. It's not a part of you now.
I wonder if that's like just regular. It must just be regular protocol.
I'm pretty
you can't
sure,
keep limbs.
yeah, like
but people keep like
Yeah, but I feel like
pregnant women, they keep their
the placenta or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can keep that, I'd assume. And they just got that pretty much. You've had that for 18 years.
I've had it for 18 years, not 9 months.
Wow.
But anyway, so after that, I went home, That night, actually, because they had a dressing, they had bandages that went all the way up. The dressing, the bandages fell off. So I had to literally shove them back on, which that was not pleasant at all.
It doesn't sound like
the next day, so then I went in, they redressed it. I went to a place in Kokomo called the Indiana Hand and Shoulder Center. It's right by the Kokomo High School. Like literally,
in that little plaza?
Literally catty corner to Kokomo High School. So I went there, and they redid my dressing and everything, and I had known all the ladies in there because I'd been going in to get my hand cleaned prior. So they were all super excited to see me, and they were all like, wow, you did such a great job. Like, you chose the right choice. You were smart, blah, 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 blah.
That's what they told me about putting my dog down, but I still feel like I did the wrong choice.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah, missed that dog.
Yeah, wow, you just took it pretty dark.
Anyways.
So after that, then, I started to realize, I need to start working, I need to start doing stuff. I mean, it was obviously a couple months after. So I went out and I got a truck. I went out and I got myself a new truck, new to me. And then I got a job at the Kokomo Parks and Recreation. One of my buddies, he had worked there for a while, and he was able to get me a job before I even had a prosthetic.
So was working with that one a challenge?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because, it wasn't terrible because I was pretty adamant and persistent on doing everything by myself.
Strong-willed guy, huh?
Yeah, well, because I knew that this was going to be the rest of my life.
Right, so you don't want people to help you.
Yes, I don't need...
I need to figure it out myself.
If I want help, I will ask for help. And my stepmom, I love her to death, but she was the worst about being like, let me just do this for her. I'm like, no, stop.
Let me put peanut butter on my own goddamn sandwich.
I said, I will figure it out. If I need help, I will ask for help.
And you're sitting there just...
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm telling you, I would get
You ever do that? Just put your nub in the jar and just...
no, because that's just really messy.
Jesus.
I thought about it one day, but...
Well, if you can put it in your mouth, just...
Yeah, well, see, that...
Suck it right off.
Yeah. I think...
come here, puppy.
Yeah, well, no, because, that just seems really messy to me. But,
Probably unsanitary.
Yeah, probably a little
ruining the whole
unsanitary.
peanut
Yeah,
butter, right?
that's a good jar of peanut butter, and I'm about to ruin the whole thing for everybody.
Reminds me of you just go to a Thanksgiving, just dip your fucking nub in a fucking
right in the
chicken
stuffing
noodles,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, just dig it in
let me
there.
stuff that turkey, huh?
Oh god,
I got it, guys.
I got a perfect
I don't want any
way.
help. Let me, like a little cannon, baby. All right, so he has drained his bladder, and we were.
Yep, we're all good now.
Talking first job coming back, so
Yes.
he's at the Parks and Rec department.
Yeah, working for Parks and Rec here in Kokomo, and so I had that job, which was a super cake job. Cake.
That's what lots of people say.
It's a good job. It's fun when you're right out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, but I also knew that I wanted to do something different, and my goal originally was to work for the company that gave me my prosthetics. So from July 3rd to August 30th, I had the accident, amputated, been in contact with SRT, and moved forward with that, obviously. So they were fitting me for prosthetic devices, which that takes a little bit of time. So from August 30th to December 30th, in between that time frame was when I got my first device. So December 30th, I got delivered this device here, which is it's called, the proper term is myoelectric, is the proper term for it. So that's what this arm is. It's got sensors on this side and on the bottom that operate the whole entire hook.
Okay.
And along with my hand.
We will add in little videos down in the corner of, the movements.
Oh, yeah. So, between then, I had to go in and get fitted, which requires you to go in, they cast your arm, and then they make a mold of it, and then they pull plastic, this plastic called Vivac over it. And then you have a clear test socket, which I have pictures of that, which we can add in. So, I tried to document as much as I could whenever I could think about it. But by the time December 30th came around, I had gotten my first prosthetic device, which was so surreal. I mean, it was so incredible.
It was like getting your hand back.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I was getting another tool to work with. But shitty part about that was I got denied by my insurance. They denied me.
They're
They
probably
said,
not cheap, are they?
No. I mean, upwards between $15,000 to $30,000.
Oh my God.
So, 25, 30, almost 40 grand just for these 3 devices because, I mean, like I said, this pops right off. So with these 2 devices and then this socket with the batteries and the hardware and everything that comes with it, it's like upwards of $30,000. So my insurance denied me. I went to a place called Vocational Rehab. And when you go in, they say, okay, well, what do you need? And you tell them, well, why do you need a hand? Which they say, I know it's a silly question, but why do you need it? Well, you have to give them, I need it for brushing my teeth, holding the toothbrush and putting the toothpaste on the toothbrush.
Really?
Yes, and you have to be specific, So you got to say, okay, well, if I'm cutting things, if I'm cutting food, I need to hold the knife and hold the food with one hand and cut with the other, Buttoning buttons to button my, belt or
how many like things you have to give them?
You had to give them just all kinds of silly things because in reality, the people that denied me my insurance, they typed that email out with 2 hands.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them to type the email with 1 hand. Yeah. Think about how long that would take, and then when they need, if that would ever happen to them, then they'd go, oh wow, now I feel kind of shitty for denying that guy.
Right.
But it's all in the past. Whatever. I got what I needed.
We hold grudges here.
Slightly, but hey, we're moving forward. So after all that, from August 30th to December 30th, I had received my first prosthetic. But I still wanted to do something in the prosthetic field. So by, I think it was September, something like that, September, October, something like that of 2017, I had the opportunity to work for SRT and make prosthetics. And I did that for 3.5 years. So within 3.5 years of working there, I also got to help a lot of other people in my situation and a lot of other people, even below lower extremities, so above knee and below knee.
It's kind of something we have in common. You can share that.
Yes, so I was able to, talk to some people and I could go in and I could relate to almost all our patients. So that was super, super cool. And one of the guys that I actually worked with, his name's John. He won't care if I throw him in here. He's an above the knee amputee, so it was really cool to also work with him because if you saw him walk, you would never know.
I had no idea.
I mean, you would look at him and he would walk down the sidewalk and you'd go,
kind of
yeah, that's a normal dude.
You see giving handicapped people shit when they park in a handicap.
Yeah.
They're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, no,
like, well, I don't need to explain, but it's under my fucking pant leg, asshole.
He is an incredible guy. I worked with him one-on-one in the Kokomo office. So that was really cool to get to work with him. And then any other amputees that I got to work with. I mean, I know guys with no arms. They're missing both their hands and part of their forearms. And they do anything and everything more than I can do.
Jeez.
I mean, it's incredible. So
humbling
it was,
experience.
Yes, it was very humbling, and it was really cool to see all these guys and women that came in that lost all these parts of them, but yet they still have such a good attitude, which is, I think, helped me in turn to keep my positivity and keep my spirits high, because without that, then I wouldn't. I feel
what
I don't.
you got. What
Yeah,
you got?
exactly. So I couldn't feel too bad about what my situation was, because I saw people coming in, no arms, no legs,
Had it a little worse.
and they're walking in.
Yeah.
And they're signing papers. So for me, it was like, well, I don't have much to bitch about.
Right.
I can't complain too much.
But you can always still.
I can always
yeah.
now don't get me wrong. I still
Right.
like to pull the I only have one hand card every once in a while. It's kind of nice.
today. My hands
Well,
hurt.
yeah, I can't fold the laundry. Can you do it for me, please? Because it's a pain.
Where's my stepmom at? She likes to help me with everything.
So I occasionally pull it, and maybe I pull it sometimes for stupid things, but hey, I'm allowed to do it.
Hey, if it gets you out of it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
handicapped, asshole.
Yeah, I'm handicapped, exactly. Literally. So anyway, so then after I got done working at the parks, I moved over to SRT where I actually made prosthetics. So I was actually making mainly below knee. And then in the last year of me working at SRT, I started to actually do finished devices. So I was doing the carbon fiber layering.
Okay.
And I was actually making these solid, the real take-home devices. Because before I was just doing the test socket, so it's just a clear socket that you make.
You're just stepping it up,
Yeah,
huh?
so I was just kind of working my way up, and nothing wrong with SRT. I wanted to do something different after a while. I kind of realized it, so I kind of got out of that just recently. But in the 5 years, though, for instance, I still ride motorcycles. I'm in a motorcycle club here in Kokomo called the Hog Runners. And without them, I wouldn't feel back to normal.
Right.
Because motorcycle...
It's always good to feel normal.
Yeah, that was like the biggest part of my life was riding my bike.
Do people treat you any different?
No.
That's good.
No. And I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for any special treatment.
I bet you're kind of glad that you don't.
I don't, exactly. Because
eventually.
I don't want to be treated any different than you or you.
Right.
I want to be treated the same regardless of what I can do. Now, yes, if I'm struggling with something, I'll say, hey, man, help me out with this. You know?
There is one thing you can't do, I bet.
Jesus.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
It doesn't sound the same,
thing?
but or sometimes if I'm sitting there and I need to start clapping, I'll look at somebody, I'll say, give me your hand. And I'll clap with their hand.
Now what are they supposed to do? They're like,
yeah, well, then they were clapping together. Yeah. So it's a team effort, you know. It's a group effort.
I just literally popped my head.
No, okay. So like I said, okay, that's the one thing that I actually can't do. Is clap. I can't, because that doesn't sound the same. Yeah. And that thing don't make it a good clapping nice sound. Thud. Yeah. So
how about you give me a hand?
You have now. See, that's the best thing to do is when somebody says, "Can you give me a hand?"
Throw that right
I
at
just
them.
throw them my hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah, here you go, man. Take it.
So, we were talking earlier. So you explained that I asked what it's like not having it there, and you said you can still feel.
Yes.
The sensation?
I feel everything. I feel my fingers. I can pinpoint each finger. I can tell you what finger I'm moving without actually, obviously, having them. But I can still feel everything inside this arm. I can feel my thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. So they take it and they take your nerves and they just tuck them back inside your arm. Oof. So I have all my finger nerves that was left.
And that's just constant every day. You can feel them.
Every single day, all day long.
Do you ever sometimes not have anything on? It's just, you're going bald,
all the time.
I guess.
Yeah, if I'm at home, I usually don't ever have
You ever go to, grab something and you're like...
All the time.
Fuck.
Especially at night, like when I wake up in the middle of the night and I want a glass of water, because usually my water's on my right side, which is really insensitive.
Just knocking it down.
Because, she has the side where she can put stuff, but... Well, we're not going to hold grudges against
right, we're not going to bring that up.
That's her side of the bed. Whatever. Anyway, no, I remember when it first happened, and I woke up one night, and I went to grab my water, and I just kept doing this, and I went, oh yeah. I said, damn it. And I had to roll over and grab it, and I went, that's going to take some time to get used to.
Yeah,
that's going to suck. Fuck.
So are you completely left-handed now?
Yeah.
After 5 years, it feels natural?
Yeah, it feels natural. I mean, there are times where I'll do stuff, and I'll be like, for instance, to grab a beer can. I can easily grab that, or if I want to grab my sunglasses and just
look at that.
Stuff, or if I want to grab this, I can pick this up, and I can do all that. But typically, yes, my handwriting sucked before.
So you're still dominantly right-handed.
In my mind, yes, I'm still a right-handed person. I was not born.
Can you write with that?
I can.
But is it?
It's just
it's not even worth it.
No, yeah, because it's either really really big and it's always sloppy.
Right.
But usually, I know people that can write perfectly fine with it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, man, dude. The amount of things that people can actually do with these. If I put the time and effort into writing with it, I know I could do it. But I have this hand. I got this hand, so it's not pretty. My handwriting's gotten better, but it's not the best. Right. That's obvious, but it was never good before. Yeah. So really, I'm like, I really didn't lose much there.
Yeah, shit.
Like, I still have shitty handwriting.
And I'm going to ask this question because my fiance already asked it. I just want to ask you because I know you're all thinking it. You want an answer for it. Have you used your nub in sexual activities?
I have never, nor will I.
Never, ever. He says, why is it?
It's going to hurt. Because it's so damn sensitive. Like, it's not even something that would slightly interest me.
So what if it interested your significant other? Would you even maybe think
about it? If it did, probably not. I'd still say no. I'd still say no.
I just can't do it.
I just can't. No, because it would hurt. It would hurt bad.
Even just a tip?
Probably. That and like...
What would it feel like? What would it like be a comparison to? Like.
So, okay, like one day I woke up in the middle of the night and I was going to the bathroom and I tripped and the end of my nub, which I guess technical terms is residual limb, but we're not technical here.
Right.
So at the end of my nub, I ran up and I smacked into the door frame.
Fuck, like stubbing your toe, kind of like.
Yeah, but worse. But like 100 times worse.
Yeah.
It's like stepping on a really sharp Lego. You know, kind of like that feeling where you step on it and it's just an instant sharp.
Did it just like pucker your asshole and everything?
Oh, I fell. I hit the ground.
Yeah.
So
I hit the ground and
so did it like
my whole
go
entire,
up your arm?
Yeah, my whole entire arm just got
man.
shocked. But it's if I had to imagine what it felt like, I'm sure it would be similar to that because it's just a really, probably a tight, sharp pain.
Yeah.
And really acute, and it would probably it'd probably hurt really bad. I'm just assuming.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I also have no desire to try it.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, never used it for.
You might get too crazy with it and go in and
then,
accidentally hit the pelvic bone. You're like, yep, that's it. That's the one.
It could just get really bad.
So yes. So no, he did not ever do any sexual acts. No fisting with the nub. All right. There you go. I know you were thinking it the whole time you were watching.
Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
Another question. I guess not really a question. It's more of a, if there's anybody out there, kids who are playing with fireworks, what would you like to say with them? To them.
Leave them to the professionals. Leave them to your parents that know what they're doing. That's one thing I actually do all the time. If I'm ever like in the grocery store, I'll get kids, obviously kids are pretty curious in nature, so I don't mind.
Right.
But I get a lot of kids that just kind of stare. And I don't mind. I don't care. Yeah, and I don't mind. I'll kind of like look at them like, hey, do you want to know what happened? And usually the parents kind of turn around and they're like, and they'll say, no, I'm not weird. I'm not weird. But I'll just tell them like, listen, so a long time ago I was playing with fireworks. I ended up blowing my hand up, and now
a little 6-year-old.
Yeah, and it does. And normally, most reactions that I get out of parents is thank you, because they love fireworks. They love playing with explosives, and I'm like, I did too. I still do.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question.
Oh yeah, no, I still love fireworks.
So you still play?
No, yes.
Yeah. Does it ever like?
I'm just a lot safer now.
So it's not like you don't have like a PTSD thing from it?
No, and like the first year when I heard them, I was kind of like, it kind of set me like in a little jump, but then I was like, nah, I'm fine.
Right.
And
I can't live my life in fear.
Exactly, and that's part of the reason why I still ride motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
I drive my car. I drive a manual every day.
You shift that hand?
Yeah, I shift with this. Yeah, this or my other one.
Wow.
Yeah, I shift gears with my prosthetic. I drive semis. Now I work for Frito-Lay, so I drive semis.
He's not too different from you guys, right?
I unload trailers, loads of chips. I do anything and everything. I can.
So would you say you're 100% back to normal? Or
for the most part.
Most part?
I still go out. I still can go shoot a gun. I can still go fishing. I can still, hell, I think actually a couple years ago I went like wakeboarding kind of deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was super cool.
Oh, yeah.
But, and for all that, I don't ever wear a prosthetic.
Right.
So everything I do ever anymore is obviously one-handed. Now with this, yes, I have a little bit of help, and I have some, I have my devices that I can use, because I won't ever say it's my hand, because I learned that a long time ago. It's not a hand, this is a device. This is something just to help me do things more efficiently. It's not ever going to replace what you have, or what I used to have.
It's like I'm like
yes,
a god compared
it's
to...
It's never going to replace what you were originally created with, and that's fine. I've come to terms with that. I came to terms with that a long time ago.
Did you ever have those moments in your head where you're like, man, what if I just like waited to do this or
Yes.
done this?
Oh yeah, all the time. Well, because like I said, had I not done that, I probably would have. When I would have went to the service, I would have gotten out, and then I was going to go to welding school. So I was going to have, all
Completely
these
different
other-
life.
I was going to have. I mean,
You might not even be engaged right now.
I wouldn't. There's
So,
no way I would have.
I guess there's
so
a happy
and
medium to it.
There's definitely a happy medium, because had this not happened in the long run, it might have taken 5 years for it to get there.
Right.
But I finally met the girl that I'm going to marry.
Knowing what you know now, if you could go back in time, would you light it again?
Yes.
Even knowing right then and there, you were like, I know this is going to blow my fucking hand off.
Yes.
You would do it?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, because I wasn't by any means. I wasn't an asshole before. Like, I wasn't a bad person. But
I don't fucking think you were.
With this happening, it kind of like made me realize, well, one, life is really freaking short,
Right.
and anything can happen, and that's very clear and obvious. So it made me realize, like I could have died like
Right.
that, and I should have. Had I brought that firework up next to my face to throw it, it would have blown half my face off or killed me. So it. To say yes, I would probably do it again, knowing where I'd be now. And even though I went through a lot of struggles, and I went through a lot of hard times, and I went through a lot of pain, I think I would do it again. Because, like I said, it kind of changed me into the person that I am now, and it gave me that view of life as, wow, everything is
So probably now the
pretty good
happiness
precious.
outweighs the pain.
Yes.
Or does it?
I mean, what?
Does the happiness now in your life outweigh all that pain you went through?
For sure. And not only that, I mean, I've had a lot of really cool experiences. I've gotten to go talk to schools. I've talked to a ton of different classrooms.
I do believe, if I'm correct if I'm saying, you were on a magazine?
Yes.
Cover of one?
Yeah, so SRT, they do a newsletter magazine. They do 2 or so a year, and I was on the cover of that, which was really cool. I was on the front page of the paper a few times. I got interviewed by a couple different news channels in Indy. So, I mean, I've done quite a bit of really cool things in my life. My church, where I got baptized many years ago, I got to go and talk to them and kind of
So
tell
a lot
them.
of cool experiences.
Yes, I've had a lot of really, really cool and neat life experiences that I've got to share with a bunch of people. So I mean, even just like right now, which this is definitely.
Hopefully, this reaches some people.
This is one of the most like laid back type of interviews,
Right?
Because most of the times it's like watch your P's and Q's, and, be.
You can be yourself.
Yeah, no, and I like that. I like that I can sit here and drink a beer,
Right?
and hang out and talk,
Not-
shoot the shit.
I can't drink a beer at the church. Damn
Yeah,
it.
no. Unfortunately, I think they frown upon that.
Now, there was a story. I don't know if you heard about it. I think it was July 4th, just this past one. Somebody did blow their hand off. Again, saving their dog, I do believe.
I didn't
read the news article or anything.
You would be so amazed about how many people this happens to. The exact same thing that happens to every single year.
Every year? I don't
Every
know
year.
the statistics on it. Connor, look it up. See if you can find it real quick. We got a laptop now, so we can kind of look that up.
We're moving up.
Yeah, you guys are moving up in the podcast world, man.
But yeah, I seen that, like, I didn't get to read the whole story, of course, but it was I believe it was a teenager.
Probably.
Don't quote me on it.
Probably.
But I guess it was a mortar shell, the one that, blows up, the real big ones. And the dog got a hold of it in its mouth, and he went and grabbed it out of its mouth before he could throw it. It blew up in his hand. And I don't know if he lost both or if he lost one, which one it was, not sure.
Well, you saved the dog, right?
He did save the dog, yeah. So I probably do believe that he'd probably go back and save his dog again, just like you would.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, hey, dogs are...
So I don't know. Hell, maybe even if you're in the hospital watching this, you got this guy who lives here in Kokomo.
You ever need something, just find me.
I'm sure he'd love to help out.
I've had a lot of people actually that have found me through Facebook or even just Google. I've had quite a few people actually hit me up and ask me, "Hey, what have you done? Can you help me?" I got a buddy who I've actually never met in person, but he lives in Pennsylvania, and him and I have talked quite a bit. And actually, I think he's coming to Indiana at some point soon, so I might get to meet him.
Awesome.
And
so you've been
pretty much
making friendships throughout the entire world.
The exact same thing. Hell, when I was in the hospital for all this, there was another kid that was in another room. The exact same thing happened. I mean, really, almost to the T.
Right hand?
Yep, right hand. I mean, everything almost identical.
You get to talk to him?
Yeah, I did talk to him a little bit. I haven't spoken to him since the hospital.
Right.
But I mean, most people that I've talked to have almost the same attitude. Well, to a degree. A lot of them, yes, a lot of them are pretty positive. They try to stay positive. I don't know what it was about me. I'm not sure what it was with me, but I had an unusually positive attitude, and I think a lot of that also came from my support group that I had.
Have you ever met anybody through this that had like a terrible attitude for it, and you had to kind of like maybe help them out of it?
Some people, I mean, and it wasn't even a terrible attitude. I think a lot of it was just they were trying to live in their past and try to say, man, what if this didn't happen? Well, it did happen.
Right.
It did happen. So move on from what if, move on to it happened, and move to now what can I do to progress further in my life and make this, a better outcome.
Right.
Because in all reality, obviously your hand's not going to grow back. We all know that. I'm proof. It's not coming back. Like, I've come to terms with that almost right after it happened. Yes, it sucked. Yes, I went through a shit ton of pain. Yes, I went through really awkward parts where, I had to figure out, even how to shower.
Really?
Because, washing this part of my arm, washing, parts of my arm, parts of my body that I can't reach as well now. Yeah, but I figured it all out.
Now you got a significant other to shower with. So
right, yeah. Well, if, but, that, yeah.
Right. Did you find those numbers, Connor?
Fuck no.
Let me see it.
So
you might get some better search results. I don't know.
So a lot of it is just attitude and kind of like being, well, this happened, so let's see what I can make out of it. I mean, like I said, I still ride motorcycles. I drive a manual. I drive semis. I unload trailers. I can work on a vehicle. I can, anything and everything I do.
That was easy.
I still shoot guns. What are our stats?
So our stats are each year, approximately 10 to 25,000 people, predominantly male teenagers in the U.S. suffer physical and burn injuries due to fireworks, which include the loss of fingers, limbs, eyesight, and sometimes life. They add
10 to 25,000 people.
That is not a small number.
No. That's why I said, and it's every year around the 4th. And I could ask my OT if I wanted to, say, hey, how many people a year? And she'll say, oh, well, this many people do this stupid shit a year. And like I said, dude, she is my guardian angel. We have a great relationship. So, like for instance, when I wear this one, it's all based on my weight. So if I put on 10 pounds, then it's really tight. And, it's real funny because I'll go into the office and she'll look at me and she'll say, well, why aren't you wearing it? I'm like, well, don't worry about it. And she'll say, oh, step on the scale. No, we're okay. I don't need to step on the scale, right? And she'll say, no, go ahead. Go step on the scale. I'm like, we don't really need to worry about that right now. How about you give me a month, and I'll come back in, and we'll try it back on. And she'll say, no, I want to see your weight.
So you gotta manage your weight.
Yeah, yes, I do, yeah.
I tried to find the story, but I found you.
Oh, yeah, that first one? Yep, there I am.
Yeah, so I guess that
was the Tribune, yeah.
I guess if you would like to maybe read an article on Kendall here, man, you look different.
Yeah.
You don't have any facial hair.
Yeah, well, it's taken me a while.
You're also 18 now, probably.
Yeah, it's taken me a while, and I had no tattoos either.
Nah, you didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go on to, if we can, we'll add it in the description.
Yeah, if you just leave that tab open.
Yeah, and we'll put this in the description so you guys can listen to it or listen to it if I can read it.
Nothing against the Tribune, but they also got part of that story wrong in the beginning because they said I lit the wrong wick on the firework, which in a sense yes, but I also didn't because there was no other wick to light. So they got part of the story kind of, I think probably just in me portraying it also at that time.
It says you also black out, but did you black out?
No, I never blacked out.
Yeah, so he didn't black out.
Yeah, no, I never passed out. I remember everything. Which that's why I was upset Braxton didn't get it on video, is
Yeah.
because I wanted to know
Right.
What it
if
looked like.
to know if my memory serves me correctly as well. Like I wanted to know
Looks like there's even an interview in here, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Maybe if you want to watch that, we'll put it in the description.
Sure.
And is there any signing off you'd like to say to the
I mean,
people?
you know, be safe around the 4th, and life kind of sucks every now and then.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, you got to make the most out of it. So, I mean, even if it is just a small little injury or something major, you know, you can come over it. And it is what it is. Life is life. It's going to suck no matter what, but it's what you make it in the long run.
Listen to that guy.
Have some good people around. Have some good friends. I just made a couple new friends. So.
Here we are.
Yeah.
I know.
So-
I fucking talked to him on the phone for the first time. I felt like I known him for years.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really formally met these guys, and now I
No.
feel like I made some
Yeah.
pretty cool friends. So, I mean, I'd be down
Amazing
to
person.
come back on the podcast again
Oh,
at some
sure.
point.
Fucking A. We'll fucking
Yeah.
for sure have you back.
Yeah.
So, I think to sign off, it would be subscribe, like the video.
Yes, hey, I've already subscribed, so
So you got to, and he doesn't even have a hand.
yeah, so
you can click the fucking
exactly.
button.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I can do it, you got at least 2 thumbs to do it, and
Yeah.
a few extra digits. So
Yeah, so get on it.
And share it with your friends,
Yes.
your family.
yes,
Follow us on Instagram, the Average Size Brothers Podcast.
yes,
Twitter, Facebook group. It's all on there, all in the description. And thank you for coming on and
Oh, of
sharing
course.
your story. We
Of course.
appreciate it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
and I guess I forgot to ask one question. I guess this is the last question I'll ask, the send-off question. You ever accidentally wiped your ass with the wrong hand?
No. Nope. I've never done that. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me about, dude, is it hard to wipe? Honestly, it really wasn't that bad.
Oh, you actually wiped your ass
No,
with this hand?
no,
okay.
Yes, I know, left hand.
Oh,
No, that'd be messy. I
I feel ya.
I don't even want to try. I don't even know what it does. Like,
You scratch your balls with that whenever?
I mean, occasionally.
I just didn't know.
But
Maybe.
this thing works because like
Pretty
to
good.
take it off even works as a really good back scratcher, or
Oh, I fucking
Or
bet.
or to like use this one and then just be like, you know,
oh yeah.
go back
So
down.
maybe blow your hand off.
Well-
Have a fucking back
I
scratcher.
don't know about that.
you have some perks, you know. I mean, okay. Also, one more thing, you never have to worry about anything being hot.
What's that?
Like in the oven, like if you got a tray in the oven.
Oh
Good
yeah,
point.
that's true.
Great point.
You can grab hot dogs out
Yeah,
of
you
fucking
can
boiling
grab-
water.
Yeah,
you can have
I mean-
anything damn near.
Yeah, I mean, like
Cold, hot.
this is what I mean. I use this one to like put logs back in the fire.
Fuck.
So
yeah.
I mean, hey, you got some perks.
So it's not all bad.
Yeah, it's not all bad. No, it's
Oh.
all right.
But yeah, so we appreciate you being on.
Of course.
Definitely had to have you
Thank
on
you guys
back.
for having me.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you again next Monday.
Awesome.
Later.
Thank you.